Y'all gotta bear with me. My nerves are got me emotional and everything else, but I'm gonna try to get through this.
Don't worry about none.
All the glory goes to God for giving me this story to give to y'all. Without him, I would not be here. Let's just say, I'm going to just start with my children. My children are definitely gifts from God. I have 2 children. They are now 14 and 6. And when I was 17, I was told that I was supposed to have a hysterectomy, but I refused. And by the time I was 23, I had my oldest daughter. And 8 years later, I had my youngest at 30 years old. By the time I was 31, I had left their dad due to domestic violence. And a month later, I found out that I had brain tumor due to domestic violence. Not knowing where that would take me and my children, if I would even be there with my children, to even see my youngest one turn 1. It was scary. But I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And the week after my youngest one turned 1, I had surgery. And glory be to God that that tumor was not cancerous. And I am still here today. And through all of that, I had lost my grandpa, who was my #1 supporter. And after, having my tumor removed and, some of my family wasn't there for me, I turned to men, turned to drugs, and that was not the way to go. I had gotten to another relationship that turned into domestic violence again. And I was in that relationship for almost 4 years. And I prayed to God to give me and my children out of that situation. And he did. He brought me to his house. And what I mean by that, by bringing me to his house, he sent me to Menhaden. Menhaden is a Christian-based program that I was able to take my children with me. It's part of the New Orleans mission. It's for rescue, recovery, and re-engagement and reunification. And it really done a lot good for me and my children. My youngest one, she at 5 years old, she was able to tell, scripture after scripture, memorize them. She couldn't read a word, but she memorized these scriptures. And today, after being part of Mr. Lawrence's daughter's class, she can go out and read the Bible to people. And it's amazing. My oldest one, she reads her Bible, and through her, a scripture came to me, and it's Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. And I didn't know why that scripture kept coming to me, but now I do. It hits home. Another scripture, Galatians 2:20. My old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. While I was in the program, They gave me this notebook, and they told me, "What is your reason for getting here?" I said, "My reason for getting here was running from domestic violence, drug use, and homelessness." And they asked, "How will I not repeat the cycle?" I said, "Follow God's path and stay in His Word. Keep surrounded by God's people." And I feel like I truly have been doing that. I've made a home church at the Remnant Church, and I was going to Bible study with Miss Danielle and Mr. Jimmy and a few others in here. And those people have been a big part of my journey, and I want to thank them for being here. I prayed and prayed and prayed for a job that would be good for my children and I. And that job came, and it didn't come when I wanted it, but it came in God's timing. And I am grateful for that. I've been in my job now since August. And when I first started at my job, I had this old rundown truck. It didn't have a back window. It didn't have all the door handles. It was beat up, ugly, and barely ran. But I prayed to make it from A to B, and eventually my transmission went out. And I was worried about how I was going to get back and forth to work while my transmission was out and I was not having a vehicle. But the Lord made a way. The Lord always makes a way when you just keep your faith and put all your trust in Him. And I've learned that. And I'm grateful for that. Because not only was I still making it to work during that week, I was making it to work an extra hour early and making that extra time in. And then when I finally made it to the car lot, I didn't have a ride to the car lot or nothing, but you know what? The car salesman picked me up and brought me to the car lot. And that was a blessing on its own, because he did not have to do that, but the Lord made a way. And my credit score was low, but they gave me, $1,500 for my truck and with $500 down. I walked off that lot with a 2022 Mustang. And that's not what I went for. But the Lord put me in that vehicle to show people you can go from being homeless and, hitting rock bottom, but He's going to get you where you need to be. And all the glory definitely goes to God, because He's still writing my story. And I don't know where He's going to take me next, but I put all my trust in Him that He's going to put me where me and my children need to be. Oh, I forgot that we do have a roof over our heads now, and we're grateful for that. And I'm nervous, and I don't know what else I want to say, so I'm going to give the floor back to Danielle.